Welcome to Star Citizen and to the guide for the Origin X1 series. Because with the X1, the X1 Force and the X1 Velocity, we got 3 new hoverbikes from Origin. Therefore, we take a detailed look at all 3 new variants and start with the technical data, then go over to the exterior, to the individual specifications and possibilities that this exciting series offers. But the biggest difference of the 3 versions in advance. The X1 and X1 Force are armed, whereas only the X1 Force has a shield. The dimensions and technical details are almost identical for all 3 variants, whereas with the armored variants X1 and X1 Force, the armament does not count for the dimensions. The X1 relies on a size 1 laser cannon and the X1 Force on a size 1 laser repeater. But, as mentioned, only the Force version can use a shield. So the other 2 variants are unprotected here. It is currently a bit confusing that the Velocity as a racing version offers fewer thrust nozzles and also less speed forward. However, an adaptation is to be expected here. One of the most important features is that the X1 series offers comparatively compact dimensions and can therefore also be transported by ships where you would not actually expect it. The 3 different variants differ in the basic color. The X1 come in white, the X1 Force in a silver bronze look and matching the racing the Velocity in yellow-black, whereas the Velocity refers to small additional wings in the lower area. The typical Origin luxury design is also not too short for the X1 series. But the X1 series comes not with a closed cockpit. The X1 only has a kind of windshield and is open, so a spacesuit and helmet is of course mandatory. The Velocity version is the most compact in length, which does not have an armament in the front. But it has 2 small additional wings, which are supposed to provide more stability for racing. At present, however, there are no noticeable speed differences between the 3 variants, whereas the Velocity accelerates a little more subjectively. A big plus, especially for a loading process for different ships, is the small width of not even 1.6 meters and the height of not even 1.9 meters. Thus, the X1 series fits into really any ship with a cargo hold and also ships that are not actually designed to be able to transport any vehicles. But we show you some special features here. There are no major surprises with the operating options. In all 3 variants, we find a control panel in the front area, whereby we find the various standard options for ships and vehicles here, in addition to a self-destruction in the middle area. And in addition to 2 small MFDs, we find a radar in the middle. When closing the cockpit, almost all areas of the character are protected. But this is not the case for the head of the character, this is completely free. So, on an attack, only the X1 Force offers a shield protection with a size 0 shield. Origin typically, the design is similar, especially in the rear area, to an Italian luxury motorcycle or sports car, and the many filigree details leave no desire. In addition, of course, we have access to the various components of the X1 series. And we show you all the accesses, functions, switches as well as the storage options in another section. The usable minimum or maximum height is in the range of the standard as far as hoverbikes are concerned. But the X1 series must do without features such as taking transport boxes or personal boxes. We only have a manageable storage space inside the bike. The Velocity version has little visual adjustment compared to the Force or the X1 standard. Only the paintwork and the small wings on the sides differ from the 2 other versions. We get access to the cockpit via the side areas. Here, we find in addition to a storage space in the middle part, the control elements and the ability to access components under the seat. The operation of panels and hatches takes place via the small round illuminated symbols. Here we have access to components in the middle area as well as on the right outer side. But let's go to the different purposes of use and, above all, where we can load the X1 everywhere. Because there were some surprises here. Among other things, the X1 fits seamlessly into an Anvil Pisces, regardless of the Force, standard or Velocity variant. There is even enough space to walk past the X1 sideways into the cockpit or to access the cargo space. And also an up and down within the Pisces is possible without any problems. But of course, the Cutter series, a Titan Avenger, the Nomad and more are not a problem for an X1. But it will be exciting for ships that actually have no cargo space, such a Banu Defender. Even here we can load an X1 Velocity or Force or Standard without any problems and without clipping errors. But when parking in and out, a bit of fingertip feeling is required. And that opens up completely new possibilities with which ship you do ground missions, for example, or just bring a bike for the small excursions in between. Because thanks to the compact design, the X1 also works wonderfully in bunker missions or even FPS areas, as far as possible in the armored variants. But current FPS missions are not intended for bikes, so you should be very careful, because you may get stuck. In principle, ground missions with the X1 work wonderfully, and in addition we can use the cargo space, which can accommodate a lot of FPS equipment. With this, the X1 series offers only basic equipment and does not have features such as storage for packages or more. But it also offers relatively compact dimensions and many possibilities of use. And in the area of handling and fun, the X1 offers the standard because it is comparable to other models such as the Nox or a Hoverquad. Basically, we can recommend the Force variant because thanks to its shield it offers even more protection. And if you like the noble design of Origin, you will probably have found your bike with the X1 series. In terms of pricing, there were some adjustments at the start, and the X1 is available for $45, the Velocity for $50 and the Force for $55. The cheapest upgrade options for the standard X1 would be from an STV, for the Velocity from the Mule and from the Force from the Ursa Rover, each for $5. But what is your opinion on the X1 series? Which variant do you prefer? Be sure to let us know in the comments, in Discord or in our almost daily Twitch livestreams. I say goodbye until next time, see you soon and see you in the verse. Thanks for watching.